So one of my most important teachers often said, martial arts are for people who can't sit still. If you can sit and meditate, sit and meditate. You don't need all this nonsense. Um, you can find that stability. You can find that equanimity. You can find that balance simply by sitting. I am not one of those people. So he used to say, martial arts are for people who can't sit still. Some of us need more entertainment.
Mm.
And so for me, I guess solving that problem, there's a fist traveling towards my nose. That's a problem.
Yeah.
No, I want to solve that problem without overreacting, without reacting. I want to respond to that. And, I have the ability to cause catastrophic injury to that person. But unfortunately, if I do, they won't be able to come back, on Thursday. So
Yeah.
also, I recognize their motivation is to help me. So there's, meditation. It's kind of it can be a moving meditation. Some people dismiss Aikido as that's all it is. And that's why for me it's so critical that there's that martial integrity, that it actually has to be effective. And then, of course, there are all these other concomitant advantages or benefits.
Yeah.
So the other thing you mentioned was choices.
Mm-hmm.
So in our reactions, we have flight, fight, freeze. So, the saber-toothed tiger jumps out at us and we run like Billy. The person from the neighboring village tries to take my fish. We're going to duke it out. Unfortunately, there's also this freeze response, which is great for a prey animal. You try and hide. It's not so good for an urban citizen who's confronted with, asocial violence or sexual assault. Freezing in that situation is not useful. So the freeze response comes from, I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I can't run. I can't fight. I'm going to freeze. So a great aspect of Aikido training is that we develop options. Oh, so the punch is coming this way. I can turn and avoid it. Or I can enter in. Just two choices to start with. And then, without getting too technical, then we have a bunch of shapes. We have a bunch of standard responses, and part of our Aikido training is making sure that we can apply those to whatever happens, to whatever vector is coming in. And this takes some time to work through those things.
Yeah.
But, you're making a start. So choices is all about that. And we need those choices in our subconscious. The only way to get them into our subconscious is to train them repetitively. The knowledge isn't necessarily enough, but we're very knowledge-based. I want to know about it. Oh, yeah, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when I'm pushed, I should turn. But then someone pushes you.
And you don't.
And you react, and you go, "Oh, that's not how I thought it was going to go."
To me, it's this part in particular is so humbling. Every time I have the same realization that there's a difference between what I know I should do and what I actually end up doing, and it's also frightening, because if I extend that to other areas of my life, I start asking myself really tough questions that I'm not sure I want to know the answer to. But then again, because of that carrot that is that moves me, I do want to know the answer. I want to learn. I see that as an opportunity for learning and growing. And it's about, what if I am the same with other aspects? What if I do the same thing in this podcast? What if I do it with my kid or with my wife? I know that I shouldn't react, but maybe I do. Maybe subconsciously I do. And that could be, the reason why half of the time where I find myself in a situation that is, unpleasant, an argument or something that over something so meaningless, that should have been resolved very, very quickly. But we hang on things and we make big deals of things. I think it's way beyond leadership at work. I think the benefits of looking into the mirror in the right environment, because in the wrong environment it can be very scary. But if the environment is right, a mirror could be a mirror and someone that can guide you, that honestly wants you to improve and has that patience to guide you, to coach you. That's the, possibly the best thing that can happen, I think.
And of course, ultimately, no one else can do it for you. You have to do it. But essentially what you described there was the human condition. So congratulations.
Yeah.
So of course, and you're in your 20s now, Loris. So
20s, I wish.
So you've got all that habituation of reaction, and then you go, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore, or I want to do something different. It's not instant. We have to have multiple positive experiences of changing our behavior so that our behavior becomes automatic. I guess it may be for some people, they simply make a decision and everything changes, but that's never been my experience.